Okay guys, I have no idea what I'm going to do today. I think this video is going to be a bit all over the place because for the first time in a long time, I have no notes. And if this is not your first time here, you know in my reviews I always have a bunch of notes, pages upon pages for my reviews that I always reference to. But I don't know, I was reflecting on this episode, thinking about it, typing out some things, but as I was typing my thoughts, I really just wanted to talk about it. So we'll see how this video comes out. I don't know what this is going to be like. But hi, my name is Destiny. Welcome to They Love. If you are new here, I love to talk about movies and TV shows, discuss them with you guys, review them, highlight them, geek out over them, you know. And again, if this is not your first time here and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because again, I'll be doing weekly reviews for this show, The Falcon Winter Soldier, and I will be doing weekly reviews for Invincible. And my first review for that should go up tomorrow or Sunday. But yes, today I'm going to be reviewing episode 2 and I have no notes. I'm so nervous. Well, I just wanted to talk about this episode. The only thing I have is I have the cast list just to make sure I get everyone's names right for characters. But that is all I have. I have no notes. Let's just start this. And again, I kind of changed my mind. I really was going to try to make these reviews have non-spoilers, have spoilers, but this is going to be a spoiler discussion because I'm just very excited to get into talking about the episode, and I just couldn't make it no spoilers. So go watch the episode. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's about 40 minutes long. I do a bit longer episode because WandaVision, the first couple episodes were 27 minutes and it slowly got to 30 minutes. I don't count credits because why would you count credits? But yeah, it's a good length. And I really enjoyed this episode, and I'm really enjoying this show. I really love it so far. I love these characters, and I love how fast-paced this episode 2 was. Because I think with the first episode, it wasn't slow-paced, but it was more focused on character and not really the story. There was hints at the story with the Flag Smashers and the new Captain America showing up at the end of episode 1, but it was more character focused of introducing Sam and Bucky back to us. But this episode was very story oriented, not neglecting the characters, but it was very fast moving. I was not expecting at all for John Walker to be so prominent in this episode at all. I mean, it is 6 episodes, so they don't have a lot of time, but I thought he would be a mystery character who we never get to talk to. We just see him doing stuff on TV or everything. I was not expecting him to really be so prominent in this episode. I was really expecting to see Bucky's reaction, Sam's reaction to everything. But John Walker, oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna get to him. There's so much to discuss here. Again, this video may be a bit chaotic because I have no notes. I'm just gonna go from what I remember and what left an impression on me. I'm just gonna try to keep it in order of the episode just so I can have it somewhat organized. I think it's interesting that the episode started with John Walker being introduced to America, and they hosted it at his his old high school. By the way, Wyatt Russell, I think Wyatt Russell actually looks great in the costume, without the mask, but that mask is so difficult to pull off. But when he doesn't have the whole mask and helmet on and he can see his blonde hair, he looks great in this suit. I'm sorry, I don't even like this suit that much. I prefer the original Captain America suit, but I have to give props where they're due. But even I think Chris Evans, struggled with that helmet and mask. It's hard to pull off. But I did want to say that. But it's just, I was not expecting John Walker to really be introduced to, I thought he would be a mystery character that we always see on TV and reports and just be mad that he's the new Captain America. But I feel like it makes it worse that we can talk to him and see how entitled he is. It's very interesting to me that he's from Georgia, because I don't know if I've actually mentioned this in any of my videos, but I'm originally from Georgia, and I feel that I have known a few white blonde John Walkers in Georgia. It's really what's so surprising, over the episode, John Walker, he's talking to his friend. He has I'm gonna address his sidekick in a moment, but he has his friend who also is encouraging him, saying oh, you're meant for this job, you'll do great, just be you, blah blah. But I think it's also very interesting that over the episode, I'm thinking, okay, maybe John, I mean, he's U.S. agent, so I know that he's not going to be that great of a guy. But in the beginning of the episode, you think, oh wait, maybe he's just a regular guy and he's just super nice. I mean, maybe we shouldn't be mad at him that he was chosen and more like the U.S. government and all that. But over the episode, there is just something about John Walker that rubs me the wrong way. And I think rubs everybody the wrong way. Bucky, Sam, he is just so entitled. He like, I feel like he's the actual definition of a douchebag. Like, over the episode. And what, by the way, I am very impressed with the trailers and how much they kept out of from a scene. Because that scene where Sam and Bucky go to confront the Flag Smashers and they're on the trucks, I was really not expecting the new Captain America and Battlestar to show up, even though this new Captain America and Battlestar are not enhanced. So I'm like, what are you guys going to do? At least Bucky's kind of enhanced and Falcon has his wings. But that completely shocked me. So it makes me wonder, how much have we not seen? Of course, you don't want to see everything in the trailers, but they really kept everything about like John Walker, that he would be like this kind of character where we actually get to talk to him, see his entitlement from us. They really did a good job of hiding that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this in order, but I think it is understandable, because I'm upset that Bucky is upset with Sam for giving up the shield, because like I said in my previous review, even if I didn't feel like, oh, this is the time for me to have the shield, or like if Steve gave me like this, my friend, if he entrusted me with the shield, I would not have given it to anyone. I would have hid it. I would have lied. I would not have given that thing up. I feel like Sam at this point still doesn't understand why he really did it. I mean, because they had a little therapy session moment. It was kind of funny. But even though this show is so fast moving, but it's only 6 episodes, so it's strange, because I feel like the therapy session kind of slowed it down, but I feel like both of these characters need therapy. So, and I also thought it was strange that Sam did not even bring up, or it wasn't even brought up in the writing, that he used to lead like group therapy sessions, so he knows how everything works or anything like that. I wasn't sure why that was not mentioned, why he didn't bring up his credentials. But I feel like Sam even doesn't understand why he didn't really give up the shield. Like, maybe he hasn't like really thought of it to himself, you know what I mean? Because I understand Bucky's anger. I understand it, especially when you have a douchebag like John Walker who has the shield. And Sam says, you and Steve will never, why isn't anyone trying to understand where I'm coming from? But I just can't, Sam. I can't. Like, I think it's put into more context when you see Isaiah Bradley later on, but oh my gosh, it's such a huge mistake. It's such a huge mistake. It's not just a matter of choosing to be Captain America. You could have hit the shield and I would have been totally fine with it. I would have totally understood it. Giving it over to a museum or the government, U.S. government, I don't care if you're from the military. I feel like you should understand that not everything is black and white. There's a lot of gray zones, and not everyone is trustworthy all the time. So I'm sorry, but I'm more on Bucky's side with this, with giving up the shield. And now there's a new Captain America running around who, he is good with the shield, John Walker, but he's not even enhanced. He's not enhanced, and that shouldn't be a prerequisite, because Sam isn't enhanced, but he has the wings and he can work really well with the wings. And something that I didn't really think about in the first episode was the Flag Smashers, because maybe I just wasn't listening, but with Flag Smashers, I thought that they were mad at more of the people who came back, like, because they imbalanced the world or whatever. But now I'm starting to understand more. It's not about the people who came back from the blip. It's more, the government systems who just wanted everything to go back to normal. And that's more put into context when you think about the bank scene with Sam and his sister Sarah. And how they're treating people who came back from a blip, or even just people in general. Like, for one thing, they were smuggling medicine. I honestly thought at first that they were smuggling like the super soldier serum. the super soldier serum. But because again, how have they become enhanced? I really thought that the text that the lead flag smasher Carly, yes, Carly is her name, when she got that text, I thought it was from Zemo or something. But I'm like, how did you guys become enhanced? Where is the serum? Because there's so many of you. Like, who is making the serum? And we know it's possible to become a super soldier because we have the super soldiers that were made after like Bucky but were killed by Zemo. We have Isaiah Bradley, so it's possible. And the thing is, I think that John Walker more than Hoskins, his friend slash psychic, but I think they're gonna want to become enhanced because even though they handled that whole truck situation as best they could, like I actually was impressed when Hoskins was pushed off the truck, he threw the shield to protect him and he fell back on the shield. That actually impressed me. That's good use of the shield. But how are they going to deal with these people? I think John Walker is going to want to become enhanced in some way. And honestly, both of them are supposed to be enhanced. So it has to happen in the next 4 episodes. 4 episodes. Wow, this is moving so fast. This is moving so fast. Now, this is where more of the douchebag part of John Walker starts to show. I love when Sam and Bucky were walking down the road and they were reluctant to join Walker and Hoskins in the truck, but they eventually did. But it turned, oh yeah, by the way, it did turn out that the government was tracking Red Wing, even though Sam made a point of working on Red Wing himself, so that wouldn't happen. But I guess they already had access before he made the decision to do that. Oh my gosh, see, not trustworthy. Honestly, I need to read up on my Captain America lore, because when Hoskins said that his name is Battlestar, I was like, what kind of name is that? That was literally my reaction watching the episode. What kind of name is that? I don't understand. And as an actual character, I'm sorry if you're a fan of Battlestar, but to me, it just feels like Battlestar and this new Captain America are just playing at being superheroes. And maybe that's why, again, with John Walker, because even in his looks, he has evil looks. I feel like that's gonna motivate them more to like be enhanced and get the super soldier serum, and but I loved Bucky's reaction to that, like, stop the car, I'm getting out of here, because my reaction, because it's just so ridiculous. I would not even be able to look John Walker in the face, especially after, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, see, this is why I'm chaotic, but I forgot to mention Bucky's earlier reaction of seeing John Walker for his Good Morning America interview, and John Walker saying like, oh, I've studied Steve Rogers' career, so I didn't know him personally, but he almost feels like a brother to me. I'm like, what the hell, man? Because there's actually people who knew Steve Rogers. And Bucky's face, I was hurt. I was personally hurt. And even like Sam was very professional when talking to John Walker and Hoskins, more professional than I would have been, but John Walker just digs in the knife every time that he talks. By the way, why can't I just say John? I always have to say John Walker. But he just digs in the knife every time he talks to Sam and Bucky. By the way, I even noted I hate when he calls Bucky Bucky. Because to me, that's a friend. Like, Bucky is a name, like a nickname for a friend. That's what Steve called, Bucky, his friend. And I don't know, he just, every time he says Bucky's name, he acts like he really knows him. I'm like, you know what, say James or whatever. Just come up with another name. Like, don't even call him Bucky. But John Walker really just twisted the knife, saying, oh, I need Cap's wingman on my side. And it's like, oh no, I'm leaving, because we're more than that, and we deserve more. They do deserve more. Now, I was very surprised when Bucky was like, hey, we need to visit a person, you need to see this. And I did not have any guesses to who it would be. But we meet Isaiah Bradley. And I think that means the guy who answered the door will be Eli Bradley. And that's Patriot, which is a Young Avengers, member. So man, are we gonna get like a Young Avengers member with that would be great with every Disney Plus show, because I wasn't actually expecting to see any Young Avengers even hints at in this show. I mean, Patriot is appropriate, but I really was just not thinking about it. So we got We have Patriot now. We got Tommy and Billy. Like, oh wow, I just love seeing things come together. It's so great. But what is with both Sam and Bucky, or not Sam and Bucky, Steve and Bucky, holding things back? Because Sam, after they leave Isaiah, because Isaiah turns out to be a super soldier that was active during the Korean War, and he said that he took off half of Bucky's arm because they sent him after him. And that was an instance where I'm like, can we please see that? Because you have done some great action sequences so far. Even if it had been like flashes of a fight scene or something, I would have loved to see that, because I would have loved to see Isaiah in his prime. But I don't understand what it is with both Steve and Bucky holding things back, because I think Sam is rightfully angry and saying, why was that never mentioned? Does Steve know? And just Bucky made that decision to be like, oh yeah, I just never told him. I'm like, what is with you guys? What is with you guys? And he says he did it for Isaiah, but did you even ask Isaiah? Did you? You made a decision for him. Yes, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible that there is a black super soldier from basically Captain America's time, basically after he went to the ice, that just no one knows about, and no one knows his career, what he did, his accomplishments. They all just think of Steve. And that's why I was saying Sam was rightfully angry about that. And that leads to another scene, and I'm like, they're really digging the knife into my heart with these scenes, because I thought this next scene was handled well. I just know there's gonna be some people who don't like this next scene, but I liked it because I think it was handled well. And that's when police officers, because Sam and Bucky are standing in the middle of the street. Sam is clearly angry because he's like, what the hell is going on with Isaiah? Why did you never tell me about that? Or even Steve, why was that your decision to make? But police officers show up and they just see Sam the black man, talking angrily towards Bucky, the white man. And one officer is clearly antagonistic towards Sam, but then another police officer is like, oh wait, he's Falcon, they're Avengers, so you need to stop. And it's just, I thought the scene was handled well, because again, I have heard from black celebrities, especially like black athletes, who say sometimes they're accosted by police, and then and if they find out, oh, you're this person, oh, you're this celebrity, or you're this athlete, now I can be understanding of you because I know you. But even if you don't know them, now is the time to be compassionate, when beforehand it wasn't. Okay. But then it turns out that Bucky's actually one who gets arrested because he missed his court-mandated therapy, and he actually gets cuffed, even though he could easily break out of the cuffs, but I guess just make them feel safe. I don't know. And was again the entitlement from John Walker, because Bucky is released from jail because John Walker intervenes. And just the way because when Walker talks to both Sam and Bucky's therapist, and the way he oh yeah, I got him released, and the way he gestures and talks, and again, he looks good in the suit, I will say, again, without the helmet and the mask, but God, he's such an entitled douchebag. Oh my God, it's just too much. And then even when Sam and Bucky are leaving the jail, the Hoskins and Walker kind of mess with the police car to turn on the police lights to grab their attention. It's just, the entitlement. Before I get to the last scene, I did want to address the a little therapy they had, because it's weird, because these characters do need therapy. They do, but since you only have 6 episodes, we only have 4 more episodes, that little therapy session first, before we get to Bucky's confession, felt like, okay, where's this going? What are we doing? What's happening? I hope this is just a bit. But when Bucky really opened up and said, well, Steve gave you that shield, so if he was wrong about you, then what does that mean he's wrong about me? He really opened up there. And again, I understand kind of what Sam is saying, why can't you see this from my perspective? Why can't you understand that I did what I thought was right? And it's like, Sam, I understand, but I don't. I understand, but I don't. That's just how I feel at this point. But I understand how he feels, that Bucky is just not trying to see it from his perspective, and he's only looking from his perspective. But that's what most human beings do. It's hard to take yourself out of your perspective. But the ending scene, I think Walker is going to become enhanced, because just the way Bucky was very antagonistic, or not antagonistic, but aggressive towards Walker with the way he was questioning him, and you can see from the look on Walker's face, he was just not having it. Sam finally says, okay, we're free agents, we can be flexible, so it doesn't even make sense for us to work together. And the way John Walker says, okay, just stay the hell out of my way, I'm like, stay out of their way. You're not even enhanced. What do you have? Like, yeah, you have this shield. And that was another thing. When he turned and walked away, you can see the light glinting off the shield. My heart hurt, because it really is a douchebag who has the shield. Just when last episode Sam made a very great speech about how symbols don't mean anything without the people who make them, and now you have a symbol that was made by Steve Rogers, a great person. Maybe sometimes he made mistakes, but he was a good person in his heart. And now you have John Walker, who gets to basically desecrate the shield. Like, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the doctor, but from Captain America First Avenger, and when he was talking about, how Steve has a good heart. Basically, John Walker is the person, the bully, that the doctor would not have picked for the serum. And now I really think he's going to want to become enhanced. But I do love this show. Again, it works on so many layers. That's why I could keep on going off on tangents. But when he said, stay the hell my way, I'm like, what the? Wow, it's so disrespectful. And stop calling him Bucky. Don't talk to him like that and call him Bucky. I can't get over that. But I really liked how the episode ended, where Bucky was talking about a person. I knew he was talking about Zemo, but it turns out they're going to go talk to Zemo, because they know he has intelligence on Hydra, so maybe he can have also intelligence on the Flag Smashers and how they got the Super Soldier Serum. So that's how the episode ends, with Sam saying, okay, we're going to go see Zemo, and it shows Zemo in the prison, of course, playing chess. Of course. And that's how the episode ends. I just, oh my gosh, I can't wait for next week. Like this, I already love this show. It's so weird. It's only the second episode, and there's 6 episodes, but I'm already wishing it was longer. It's not even finished yet, but I'm already wishing it was 8 episodes or 10, because it's just, I love this so much. I feel like I complain so much about John Walker, but the thing is, I do like Wyatt Russell. Honestly, all the actors are great. I just want to establish that. I'm talking about their characters. Wyatt Russell is great as Sean Walker. Anthony Mackie's doing great as Sam. Sebastian Stan as Bucky. They all look great. Styling is on point, by the way. Styling is great. I do like when both Sam and Bucky are on screen together. It doesn't feel like anyone's like pulling focus. So I feel like that really emphasizes, okay, neither of them are the sidekicks here. I think that's great. Who's the actor? Clay Bennett as Hoskins. He is great. I think sometimes he actually pulled focus from Walker when they were like standing together, especially where was a shot of the two of them on the truck. He looks great. He acts great, but I'm like, why are you friends with John Walker, Hoskins? Why are you friends with John Walker? And again, I am just loving the show, because I love that it's so well written and so multi-layered, with both Bucky and Sam dealing with their own grief and problems. And I don't know if Sam has even really spoken to himself gone that deep, and Bucky hasn't in a way either. But even like the social commentary, the political commentary, especially with Isaiah Bradley, like, yes, that was a great hint for Eli Bradley, Patriot, but Isaiah Bradley being a black super soldier who was put in prison and tested on by both the government and Hydra, so many problems with that. And it's just, I think it's handled very well, both from a Marvel MCU perspective and just as a good TV show, which I love it. So I am sorry if this review was a bit chaotic and all over the place. I really just wanted to come and talk about this episode because it just, I guess, it inspired me. But what did you guys think of episode 2 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you not even watching the show, but you're watching my reviews for some reason? Because that can happen. That can. But let me know. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel because I will be reviewing the show weekly. And like I said, I will also be reviewing Invincible. And that will go up either tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see how I feel. And comment down below. Let me know what you think again. And I'll see you guys later.